to recognize and duly recognize President Jakar, former President of the United Arab Emirates, Honorable Monica Santa, Minister of Science, Technology of the Republic of Uganda, former Vice Presidents, our Vice Presidents who may be present here this morning, Minister of Education, Honorable Sekalima, Minister of Technology, Honorable Mutati, Cabinet Ministers that are present here of our government, Cabinet Ministers, Provincial Ministers, or Deputy Ministers from other countries, fellow African countries, and obviously Minister from Sata Province that is present here, members of Parliament, Mayor Chongwe, and the Chief Executive of African Brains, heads of delegations, senior government officials, members of the diplomatic corps that are here, cooperating partners, distinguished delegates, truly members of the press, who are extremely important to whatever we do if we want it to be known, to be acknowledged by others across not just Africa, but the world. Ladies and gentlemen, good morning once more. I wish to welcome all of you to our country, to Zambia. For the visitors that are within our celebration, visitors from our continent, and through our cooperative partner arrangements from outside of and to this facility just outside the international airport, wonderful facility which used to grow tomatoes and vegetables around here. Now it's turned into this wonderful facility. Thank you very much that you are able to host us here. Proprietor, who happens to be a colleague of ours, who happens to be in Zambian business, struggling, pushing the economy for many years. Mapadona, the chief, we congratulate you and thank you for hosting us at this wonderful facility. I wish to offer my special welcome, our special welcome, President Kikwete, for finding time to be part of this conversation in today and the days ahead of us. And also, before we get in this hall, outside, I was thanking President Kikwete for offering himself, for using part of his well-earned retirement time to contributing towards the cause of Africa and across the world, particularly in this area of education and technological advancements and what it can do for our children. So once more, President Kikwete, asante sana. Thank you very much. President Kikwete, Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, we are very delighted as a country that the organizers chose us to host this important event, especially this event that recognizes your 10th anniversary. Your 10th anniversary, and choosing this theme, digital transformation in education and skills development, not just for Zambia, not just for SADC, but for our Africa. Thank you very much for that decision, which is well appreciated. And in order to justify us being hosts, I encourage the guests to spend a bit more money in this country, in addition to your deliberation fee. To spend a bit more money. You can buy something for your family back home. And you can stay a little bit more after the conference so that you can enjoy the hospitality of our country. I wish to comment, because a lot has been said, I wish to comment on the partnerships. It's extremely important that we who run governments on this continent understand that to deliver education, quality education, meaningful education to the kids, to the families, but also to our economies, it is important to acknowledge that we as governments cannot do it alone. With all our good intentions, because of the various limitations, including resource envelope limitations, we cannot do it alone. So partnerships are the way to go. And I'm talking about real and impactful partnerships between our individual governments and industry, private sector, who must also see this partnership as equally important, because for them to get the skills that they need to run their businesses, they need that investment, that working relationship with the governments and others that do a lot of work and invest in educating our populations. So thank you to the African brains with whom we are collaborating to making sure that Africa's digital transformation and our big agenda become a success. We thank you for your unwavering commitment to the future of digital information on our continent. I think it's befitting to thank African brains, all of us, if we may just do that. It is also fair to thank several other partners who we may not mention by name for your contributions to what we are achieving as countries on our continent to educate our communities. Innovation Africa Summit provides an opportunity for knowledge and insightful sharing of experiences between political leaders, public sector leaders, and indeed leaders in the private sector across Africa and beyond Africa to enhance what we offer to our populations without exception. It is not debatable anymore to link every success that an economy delivers to the quality of education in that particular country. If you look at the countries that have done well, used to be third world countries not long ago, and advanced tremendously in the last 30 years. If you check carefully, you'll see that those countries have invested a lot in educating their populations. And therefore, industry itself benefits again this mutuality by drawing in the pool or from the pool of a skilled population. This is the interdependence, this is the mutuality that we need to be emphasized at a conference like this one. So thank you to industry, thank you to the educators, thank you to governments that, as I'll say a little bit more, for what our own government is doing in this area, in this space, which not be limited to any single government, but to all of us who are privileged, and I use the word privileged, who are privileged to run public offices. It's truly a privilege because many other citizens can do it. We are the ones who are managing public affairs. We must do it and do it properly and ensure that we invest reasonable resources, maybe more than basic, more than average, but more resources in education. But the beauty of this conference is that as we invest in education, we must partner the investments we are making with technology. Crucial. extremely important. Leverage on the technological platforms that will make our jobs much easier and achieve more results from the investments that we're making, which are always limited. Resources are always limited. Every first year graduate student knows if you're studying economics, one of the fundamental issues we're taught is that resources are limited. It is how you utilize them that matters. So resource limitations can be stretched, can be extended by the use of technology. I think that's why, personally, I love this conference. I got to love this conference once I saw the combination, the partnering of education and technology. So, I wish to continue by saying, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I just touched on the issue after investments, after partnerships, but investments. Touched on investments already. We as government of this country must up the quantity and the quality of investments that we put in our education sector. If we are to yield better results that will benefit the economy, results in the skills that are held, appropriateness of the skills also matters. Mr. President, once I took office, first I used to be an observer from outside as a business community. Why we continued teaching basically the same courses for 50 years. Same courses, bias. So I said, how can we be static at the educational level, yet the economic level is dynamic? I think it's important that we as government begin to accept and understand the importance of innovation even in the curriculum design. For example, we as a government are not just increasing the amount of money we're putting in education, which we are, but we are also looking at the curriculum. How appropriate is it to give it to our economies? The issues around competencies, just financial literacy, Mr. President, is a challenge in this country. You find a lot of people with PhDs, masters, but very low financial literacy. Now we expect these to run businesses. We expect these to effectively deliver in job creation. They get limitations. And I think we would like and we've taken a decision as a country that financial literacy must come into our curriculum at an early age, not at a later age, in terms of the schooling system. This is important. Mr. President and Your Excellencies, delegates, we also recognize some limitations through observation years of work in the private sector for our sins that our school systems also are geared toward producing graduates that are looking for a job. Graduates, when one aspect is running in this state, you will find the shrinking economies of the business. Thousands of applicants for 1 or 2 jobs apply. Because the mindset through the curriculum, through the school system, is geared towards employment or to work for someone. I think it's high time that our educational systems and curriculum began to train at an early age again another dynamic subject of entrepreneurship early on in the school system. So people can know and should know that graduating does not mean queuing and writing thousands of applications for jobs. You can also quickly prepare to start a small business, a micro business, a small business, and work for yourself. If you employ only 4 people in your business, and those 4 people may be your daughter, your wife, or your husband, partner, let's call it that, your son, and a nephew, that is okay. You have created jobs. You have contributed to job creation. Education has been useful to you, rather than just a mentality of working for someone. Mr. President, I say this because I started working for myself in my 20s. And many of my colleagues thought, how can this guy be so foolish to work for himself at an early age? I think it does take. So that we need to deliberately support our populations and our young people to prepare to work for themselves and contribute to economic growth, contribute to job creation, which Africa, this president, delegates with a huge bias towards younger population in our countries. We challenge in terms of job creation. We challenge in terms of economic contribution of this young population, which really is the one we must work for by and large. For sheer numbers, proportionately, they are more than us about 50 years old. Now, it means we must do everything in education and technology to support this young population. Otherwise, Mr. President, we are sitting on the time. Young people tend to be patient. So we who are seated in this world today, who are decision makers in one way or another, we need to pay particular attention to shaping our young people, to give them broader spectrum of choices as they leave school. The third element I want to raise around this issue of curricular educational systems coupled with technology is truly to begin to afford opportunities to young people who are not, and hear me right, who are not or do not wish to focus on mathematics alone. For us in this country, English. We must identify our young people's talents at an early age. If their desire is to be plumbers, to be carpenters, to be metal fabricators, let us allow them, let us support them to take that line at an early age. By investing in that area, by also giving them the platform, technological platform, and of course the subjects that will help them to excel in that area, and not hold them down because they are not good mathematicians, because they don't speak good English. I think that is important as we discuss this subject of education and innovation. I also wish to simply touch on the issue for us as a country, which was identified as a serious inhibitor to this issue or this subject. Access to technology. Technology is there in the urban areas, but we who were born in the rural areas were disadvantaged. But this must not continue, and therefore as a country, yes, we've worked on broadband access to technology platforms. Yes, mobile penetration is high in this country, but we're working on ensuring that we bring about high speed and stable internet capability to rural areas. Across the country, we're working very hard on this gap, which we think we would be able to bring the kids who are born in the rural areas, disadvantaged kids, to be at par with those that are born in the urban areas. Because I think it's important that we are equitous to our young population in the manner in which we offer opportunities to them. So we're working very hard. We're not yet there, but we're working very hard to achieve that. And we think we'll be very proud country very soon to be able to announce achievements of this nation. And I do believe other African countries are doing the same. We're not saying we're the only ones, but I believe other African countries and global countries are doing the same. So, Mr. President and delegates, we want to confirm our support as a government to digitization. Not just for education, but also for industry, commerce and business. Very, very important. Revenue losses are very evident where we are still operating systems in a manual way. Border costs. Earlier, Mr. President, we were talking about the issues around Kasumbalesa border, congestion there. There are other factors, but one of the factors is digitalization, absence of digitalization. We are looking at Nakonde, since it's important to the two of us. Tanzania and Zambia, one of our common borders in Nakonde. But the importance of this to education, when they ask me, why am I saying that? Is that if we can improve, or when we improve our revenue generating capability, we will increase the treasury income and therefore be able to invest a bit more money and other resources in education. Again, in technology. I hope you see the connection there. So it's very important that our educational systems take advantage of technology, which, as you know, education is an incubator for all innovation. And that incubator can be properly funded, and then it can offload the results of that incubation of ideas into industry again, and into governments with regards to revenue generation, part of which will go to supporting education. Simple business. But we must be conscious of these things, and we sit in a conference like this. So the theme is not pride, education, and technology. The theme is protection. I think that's the message. And I want to say, by way of concluding, with the support of the World Bank, our country, Mr. President, delegates, is amongst some of the countries on the continent that are implementing the Digital Economy for Africa initiative. We're very happy about that. And this is a momentous milestone in the attainment of our national vision for 2030. And I do believe we can encourage other countries on the continent to get into this initiative so that Africa doesn't move at different speeds. We movement in the hand can be upgraded through initiatives like this, because the intra-African trade we are talking about must have a reasonable base upon which we do business with each other. If one country is advanced technologically and another country is not, it slows down everything. And as president in our country, we are fighting what we call equalization by degradation. We don't want one country to pull down other countries that are advancing. I think it's important that as you sit in a conference like this, we discuss those issues. How can we upgrade all our countries so that we can take ourselves to a level that makes it easy to transfer a student, for example, from one African university to another without degrading that student or that student losing 1 year. Bear in mind, you are a third-year student in one of our African countries, you go to another country to do your fourth year, you ask to repeat your third year. It's not acceptable. Damaging to the children. So it is these things that I call contextual conversations that must happen in an environment like this. And then work your way through to what do you want your governments to do in order to invest in that level of equalization by upgrade rather than equalization by degradation. This is very important to many of us. I urge all of us to work as a team or as teams towards the common agenda. Getting every child on our continent the opportunity to go to school. Getting that child to access technology that they need. And that child tomorrow is the one that will run the largest agribusiness to produce more food efficiently, high productivity, and agro-process value add that food, that child, and contribute positively as countries, given our agronomic conditions, good agronomic conditions like our own country, Zambia, water, soils, climate, to contribute positively towards the looming global food insecurity, so we can become net exporters of food beyond our domestic consumption needs. Back to education, and I'm making connections. How to educate enough beyond the consumption levels of our countries. Mr. President, fellow delegates, with what I've said, what has been said by the President, by the ministers, and those others who will speak, I wish to now take this honor and privilege to declare the Innovation Africa 2022 Ministerial Summit officially open. I wish you success in this summit, and I thank you for your kind attention. God bless our countries, God bless Africa, and our world. We in this group must refuse for Africa to be always considered as a settled field. We are not settled field. We can be equal amongst the best. I thank you.
Thank you very much, Mr. President. And thank you to His Excellency, the and thank you to our Zambian ministers for making their comments. And also, I'd like to thank the President, who will stay for a little bit longer to answer a few questions. And we have some questions on competencies, some digital skills that the President referred to in his speech there, and joined by His Excellency, the former President of the United Republic of Tanzania, and the current Chair of the Global Partnership for Education, and the Honourable Dr. Monica Sanza, who is the Minister of Science, Technology and Innovation, and here on behalf of the Office of the President of the Republic of Uganda, I will ask a moderator, Sven Beckham, one of our major corporate partners, to join the stage and will moderate. If I could kindly ask our two Zambian ministers, thank you very much. We'll call it a day, you've got your panels later, and we're just going to have 30 minutes of our high officials maybe answering a few questions, and then we'll go to coffee break. I know we're running a little bit behind time, but hey, we'll catch up and we'll all work on this together. Thank you very much. So all protocols observed, I will hand over to the Director of Africa in the Middle East for Intel Corporation, Sven Beckham. Just 30 minutes, then we'll ask a few questions of our officials, and then I do believe Mr. President would like to have a quick tour of the venue and the collaborators here, and thank you very much. Hand over to you, Sven.
First observation, years coming out of COVID, we get to see contribution to it. First of all, thank you for making this as part of a busy agenda and I think we are looking forward to the interesting insights that will be shared by here today. But a big round of applause to the community here that continues to stand up to the education challenge. We know it is all. I'm fortunate that can dive straight into the questions that I think all of us have been contemplating in our mind and would like the insights of our wonderful guests here today. So I would like to start off with two-pronged question. One is, testing. There we go. That's not good. Getting undressed. So bringing to the questions from here today. Here's new agenda. Promote critical thinking and inspires entrepreneurship. Mr. President.
Youth attendant, the youth Thank you. I think the youth agenda starts with nothing other than why we are here, education. You can't talk about innovation without education. Truly, the most single, important, and powerful tool for innovation, for change, is education. So that's our agenda item number 1 for volume, to send our children to school, irrespective of their social circumstances. That is why in our first day in office today, we are 1 year in office, 2 months, and about 19 or 20 days today. And our first agenda, which we decided well in opposition, was to make sure that every child of Zambia went to school, as long as they had grade lines. And economic social circumstances was not and should not be increased. And we've done it. We're giving free education up to grade 12 to start with. And it's gone down very well. Around that policy is to invest a bit more in infrastructure to improve